Hello again, Joseph Carabas here, uh, reading works to you that have impressed me, have encouraged me, have taught me something about writing, have humbled me. In this case, poetry. James Dickey, from James Dickey's poetry book, The Whole Motion, Collected Poems. Poetry is not a form I go to easily. I've written poetry, and strangely enough, I've actually won some awards for it, which shows people don't know much. But anyway, I do love poetry. I'm just not any good at it. But James Dickey's the Sheep Child, the first time I read this, oh my God, I had such a visceral reaction to it. So, with your permission, James Dickey's The Sheep Child. Farm boys, wild to couple with anything, with soft wooded trees, with mounds of earth, mounds of pine straw, will keep themselves off animals by legends of their own. In the hay tunnel dark and dung of barns, they will say, I have heard tell that in a museum in Atlanta, way back in a corner somewhere, there's this thing that's only half sheep, like a woolly baby, pickled in alcohol, because those things can't live. His eyes are open, but you can't stand to look. I heard from someone who... But this is now almost all gone. The boys have taken their own true wives in the city. The sheep are safe in the West Hill pasture, but who were born there still are not sure. Are we? Because we remembered in the terrible dust of museums. Merely with his eyes, the sheep child may be saying, I am here in my Father's house. I, who am half of your world, came deeply to my mother in the long grass of the west pasture where she stood like moonlight listening for foxes. It was something like love from another world that seized her from behind, and she gave, not lifting her head, out of dew without ever looking, her best self to that great need. Turned loose, she dipped her face further into the chill of the earth, and in a sound of sobbing, of something stumbling away, began, as she must do, to carry me. I woke dying. In the summer sun of the hillside, with my eyes far more than human, I saw for a blazing moment the great grassy world from both sides. Man and beast in the round of their need, and the hill wind stirred in my wool. My hoof and my hand clasped each other. I ate my one meal of milk and died, staring. From dark grass I came straight to my Father's house, whose dust whirls up in the halls for no reason. When no one comes, piling deep in a hellish mild corner, and through my immortal waters I meet the sun's grains eye to eye, and they fail at my closet of glass. Dead, I am most surely living in the minds of farm boys. I am he who drives them like wolves from the hound bitch and calf, and from the chased ewe in the wind. They go into woods, into bean fields. They go deep into their known right hands, dreaming of me. They groan, they wait, they suffer. Themselves, they marry, they raise their kind. I don't think I did this poem justice, but the allusions, if you are not sure what Dickey is describing, probably better off for you. He takes chances that earlier in my career I could not take, I would not take. I would feel threatened by a reader's reaction if I wrote something about this kind of subject, because I'm not about to say I could write it as eloquently as this. Farm boys, wild to couple with anything, with soft-wooded trees, with mounds of earth, mounds of pine straw, will keep themselves off animals by legends of their own. You've got it right there in the opening, what this is about. In the hay tunnel dark and dung of barns, they will say, I have heard tell. He's pulling you into the mythic, by setting the stage, the time and place, and then I have heard tell. They will say, I have heard tell. So you're into a mystery. You're being brought into somebody else's mystery that in a museum in Atlanta, way back in a corner somewhere, so it's hidden. Nobody wants to look at this thing. Nobody wants to see it. There's this thing that's only half sheep, like a woolly baby, pickled in alcohol, because those things can't live. His eyes are open, but you can't stand to look. I heard from somebody who, again, he's putting you there. You're seeing this thing, these incredible visuals, painful visuals, vulgar visuals, but you have to keep going. At least I had to keep going. I had to know what the outcome of all this was. And again, I heard somebody who, they got their true wives in the cities, but, you know, they remember the pasture, the sheep safe in the West Hill. He's giving you such specifics of detail. The sheep aren't here. They aren't over there. They're in the safe in the West Hill pasture. Still not sure. They hear the fox. They're listening for the fox. Seized from behind, and she gave, not lifting her head. My God, can you, I can see this. And it hurts me to see this. I probably should also tell you that I grew up working on farms, so conversations about these things did occur. And I shied away from the guys who had these types of conversations. But I do remember similar conversations. The great grassy world from both sides, man and beast, and the round of their need, and the hill wind stirred in my wool, my hoof and my hand clasped each other. I ate my one meal of milk and died, staring from the grass, dark grass. I came straight to my father's house. Powerful sense of abandonment, powerful sense of the father having nothing to do with the child, the bastard child, in this case, the incredible, horrible bastard child. And we finish it with whirls up in the halls for no reason, when no one comes. Just cast off, cast aside. I am most surely living in the minds of farm boys. I am he who drives them like wolves from the hound, bitch, and calf, and from the chased ewe in the wind. They go into woods, into bean fields. They go deep into their known right hands. Yes. Somebody bring me some tissues and put them in. Anyway, I'm sorry. Dreaming of me, they groan, they wait, they suffer themselves, they marry, they raise their kind. Thank you, Mr. Dickey, for that powerful, powerful, and all of his poetry is like that. Not just the Sheep Child, but all of his poetry. If you're a writer wanting to study, here is something which will give you so many turns of phrase, so many visual, sensual allusions to put into your writing. My God, give it a go. Thank you. Take care. Bye-bye.